Introduction. Rocky shores are dynamic ecosystems that experience constant environmental change due to tidal circulation, wave action, and exposure to varying weather conditions. The unique challenges of desiccation, temperature fluctuation, and wave actions on rocky shores create a diverse community. Fucus species play a vital role in these ecosystems, providing habitat and food for a variety of marine organisms and contributing to the biodiversity and stability of intertidal communities. Fucus densities on rocky shores can be influenced by a variety of factors, including wave actions, light availabilities, and desiccation stress from exposure at low tide. This study was performed in Herring Cove, which is located within the traditional territory of the Mi'kmaq people. The Mi'kmaq have lived here for thousands of years, and their traditional ecological knowledge provides valuable insights into natural history and sustainable management of the coastal environment. The purpose of this study was to examine the differences in fucus density on rocky shores of Herring Cove at low tide when exposed to air versus submerged in water. To address this question, a null hypothesis will be tested that there is no significant difference in the density of fucus on rocky shores when exposed to air versus submerged in water. Method. The location of the experiment was at the north corner of Herring Cove, on the shore down the path from the parking lot. To perform this experiment, I used a quadrant, transaction line, thermometer, cell phone, waterproof notebook, pencil, and first aid kit. I placed the transaction line parallel to the shore, used a random number pre-written in my notebook to place the quadrant, and took photos. The area occupied by the fucus in the photos was measured accurately using ImageJ. After obtaining the data was analyzed using RStudio. Firstly, I used the function variance test to test whether the variance of the two sets of data is almost the same. After that, Shapiro-Wilk test for each of the populations separately was used. This step tested if the two sets of data followed a normal distribution. Finally, the students t-test to vary if the data of this experiment rejects my null hypothesis. Result. Data on fucus species covered at exposed and submerged sites show different ecological trends. At exposed sites, fucus cover was quite high, averaging about 60%. This was much greater than at submerged sites, which were noticeably lower, averaging about 4%. Arrow bars indicate that while exposed sites consistently supporting higher percentage of fucus, environmental conditions may have led to greater variations in coverage compared to submerged sites. Statistical analysis revealed that the Shapiro-Wilk normality test for both zones showed no significant deviation from normality, with p-value is equal to 0.9559 and p-value is equal to 0.6369. The F-test comparing variations between the two zones indicated no significant differences, with an F-value of 29.778 and a p-value of 0.06498. A student t-test showed a significant difference in means between the two datasets, suggesting that the observed mean difference is unlikely due to random chance. Discussion. The results showed significant differences in the percentage cover of fucus species between exposed and submerged sites. This is relevant to the finding of Jutebroek et al., which emphasized the ecological impact of genetic diverse and the structure of intertidal seaweeds, such as Fucus serratus. They pointed out that genetic diversity turned to decrease from mid-latitude to high-latitude distribution, which severely affects population stability and adaptive capacity. As they discussed, the higher coverage of fucus in exposed area that was observed may reflect environmental selection pressures favoring certain genetic compositions. They describe how stable genetic structure at small spatial scales drives local adaptations and species radiations in the genus Fucus, suggesting that different environmental conditions at exposed and submerged sites may select for genetically distinct populations. Limitation of our study included restricted geographic and time scale, which may not capture the broader genetic noted by Juberbock et al. Future studies could combine genetic analysis to understanding whether observed geological patterns are associated with underlying genetic structures. In discussing the differences between exposed and submerged environments of fucus species, applying the concept of two-edged seeing to focus on both indigenous and Western scientific knowledge can improve our understanding of ecology. Indigenous knowledge, which often includes detailed observation of natural systems over centuries, provides insight into the historical distribution and health of fucus populations and their responses to environmental change. The Western scientific method provides the tools to quantify these observations. From a society's perspective, understanding these developments is critical to conservation efforts, especially in the context of changing climatic conditions, which may alter the geographic range of fucus species with broader implications. I believe these results demonstrate the importance of considering ecological observations and genetic data to fully understand the adaptive capacity and the conservation needs of intertidal seaweeds like fucus. Conclusion. In conclusion, this study highlights significant differences in the density of fucus in exposed and submerged areas of Herring Bay. Results show more fucus cover at exposed sites, suggesting that environmental conditions may influence genetic diversity and adaptations, with literature supporting the genetic structure of intertidal seaweeds by combining indigenous ecological knowledge with the scientific method. Two-edged seeing provides a broader understanding of these findings and suggests the importance of research on marine ecology. These findings are critical for the development of effective conservation strategies that balance ecological and cultural aspects. Acknowledgement. Thanks to my friend Yu Chen, who drove me twice to do the field experiment, and thanks to Isabel and Natalie for leaving serious comments on my assignment that have helped me greatly. And thanks to this course to teaching me so much about intertidal ecology. Reference.